What is going on, my friends? Hank here from Sprues and Brews, and today I've got some really exciting Tamiya news to share with you guys. You guys know I love Tamiya, making Tamiya models, and I often snoop around their social media pages to see when we can expect some new stuff to come out from them. And today I've got 3 very exciting kits to discuss with you guys that are all slated to come out later this year. So be sure to stick around to the end of the video to get my full scoop and my impressions on these brand new 2022 releases from Tamiya. These are all ones that I'm personally excited to pick up, and I think you guys might be too. So without further ado, let's dive right into it so you can start stashing away some money to pick these up when they eventually come out. Because any modeler worth his salt knows that the stash pile must be forever growing. That's just part of the hobby. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. Okay, so our first kit here is actually one that I teased to you guys a few months ago right here on the YouTube channel. This is kit number 61123, and it's Tamiya's new Lockheed P38J Lightning in 1/48 scale. Now, if you haven't seen my original video on this one, I'll leave a link to it right here somewhere. This is essentially an upgraded version of Tamiya's 2019 P38F/G and the later P38H that they released a year or so afterwards, which, mind you, are both already incredible kits. But this particular release brings us the much anticipated and asked for P38J model, which was one of the most widely produced versions of the Lightning and a favorite of many American aces, which is where this kit really shines. The boxing comes with not 1, but 3 marking options for top American aces of the Second World War. The cover art, which I'll flash up here, shows Ira Bong's P38J. Bong was a Medal of Honor recipient and the highest scoring American ace of World War II with 40 confirmed victories to his name, and it looks like Tamiya has done a great job rendering his famous Marge scheme here with waterslide decals. As some of my more experienced modeling friends here might know, Tamiya isn't exactly known for its high quality decals, but I'm excited to see how these ones work out. A little patience and a healthy amount of microsol never hurt anybody, right? In addition to Bong's aircraft, we've got markings for Thomas Maguire's Pudgy 5. Maguire was the second highest scoring US ace of the war and was also a posthumous Medal of Honor recipient. And last but not least, we're going to be getting Charles McDonald's Put Put Maru. McDonald finished up the war with 27 victories under his belt, tied for the 5th highest scoring ace of the war with Robert Johnson over on the European front. These will all be natural metal finish schemes, which you gotta love, and it makes for a nice departure from the olive drab schemes that came with the FG and the H releases. The reason we're covering this again is because since my last video on this release, Tamiya has put out some more great images of this kit all built up that we can check out. Here we've got a nice shot of the cockpit interior. This was one of the best parts of their original P38 offering, and it's a real beauty. There's so much detail in there to work with. We've also got some shots of the squared off cowlings that were signature of the J model and the models to follow. The earlier models like the FG and H all had that more streamlined intake, and Tamiya's worked out some new parts to capture this detail very nicely. And apparently we're also getting a couple of options for drop tanks here, coming in the 150 and 300 gallon variety. I'm not sure why the ground crews would bother painting the drop tanks olive drab if the rest of the plane is big and shiny, but hey, there you go. So that is it for our P38J, kit number 61123, and according to Tamiya's upcoming releases page, it sounds like we're going to get this thing sometime next month in July. We also now know it's going to retail for an MSRP of $81 US, which is definitely a little steep, but it's right on par with what they were charging for their original P38 FG kit when it came out. That earlier kit has worked its way down to around $60 on Amazon as of today, so up to you on whether you want to scoff one up right away or stick it out for a bit until the prices come down. Alright, hopping over to our next new release. This is going to be one that I know I am going to grab right away when it comes out. On that note, I'll probably grab more than one because it's going to be a pretty handy kit to have around. This is going to be kit number 35379 from Tamiya, and it is their US Infantry Scout set in 1/35 scale. This is a fantastic follow-up to their German infantry set from a few years ago, and I am super stoked to get my hands on this one. The kit's going to come with 5 beautifully molded figures in a nice variety of relaxed poses. And that's one thing I've liked about these newer Tamiya figure releases. They're in more casual, non-combat poses compared to the early Tamiya figure kits where everybody was shooting at something. And that makes these guys super versatile for a whole bunch of diorama scenes. I'm going to read you guys the product description from Tamiya and then give some of my thoughts on the best features of this kit. Alright, so here's what it says on the website. An elite team. From the second half of 1944, the M1943 field jacket replaced the M1941, which had been used through most of the early US involvement in World War II. Simultaneously, double buckle boots were also introduced. Nice. A soldier would typically carry a canteen, ammunition pouch, scope, poncho, and more, with the average infantry equipped with a firearm such as the M1 Garand, BAR M1918A2, or an M1A1 submachine gun, Thompson. Officers wielded an M1 carbine. Okay. Scout teams would carry a handy talkie radio. Oh boy, we're getting a walkie-talkie. This set recreates an Infantry Scout team of 5, which will make a superb project by itself and can be, of course, used in a diorama or vignette. And that is the rundown from the folks at Tamiya themselves. Now, there are a few really nice features in this kit that I'm particularly looking forward to, and I wanted to point those out to you guys. First is this optional poncho. Now, that might be the dumbest thing to get excited about, but I think it's really cool. At least 2 of these guys are going to have an extra piece to depict a rain poncho tucked into their webbing. I think the poncho is on the figures of the Korean War Memorial in DC, and it's just a really clever touch by the Tamiya designers. Next, Tamiya gave us a really nice shot of the weapons that are going to come with these fellas. We've got a BAR with some pretty impressive detailing. It looks like the bipod is sculpted right in there, so you'll have to do a little modification if you want to remove that piece. We've also got a couple of M1 Garands, an M1 carbine, and a Thompson SMG, plus some knives, binoculars, and a grenade or 2 thrown in, because you gotta have them. And lastly, I'm excited about the decal set that comes with this kit. Tamiya's including some waterslide decals for arm rank patches and officer helmet markings, which is actually a really nice touch. By the looks of the photo Tamiya has provided, we're getting multiples of everything from private up to first sergeant, so we'll definitely have some spares to throw in the spare box. And on top of that, we're getting 6 officer and NCO helmet bars, so you can put those on the back of the helmets horizontally for NCOs or vertically for officers. And we're getting 1 of each helmet marking for second lieutenant, lieutenant, and captain. So you can really go nuts here. This kit's going to give builders a lot of flexibility, and it looks like the molding is super crisp. No surprises there. I picked up the German infantry kit Tamiya put out in 2020, and that was an absolute pleasure to work with. I've got a full video of it here if you'd like to check that out and get an idea of what this kit's going to be like. This set is also on Tamiya's July release list, so hopefully we'll be seeing that real soon. It's currently marked to retail for $21 US, which I think is a real steal for 5 figures. Aftermarket insignias alone would cost you like $5, so this is a bargain. I will definitely be picking one of these up when it comes out, and you better believe you're going to be getting a painting video of those guys, so stay tuned for that one. All right, before we get into our last kit, a quick 30-second PSA for you guys. The new and improved Sprues and Brews merch shop is officially live. If you'd like to pick up a t-shirt or a mug or a hoodie to wear while you're working on your favorite hobby, you can pop over to spruesandbrews.com or check out the convenient merch shelf located just below this video. Your support is very, very much appreciated, and all that money goes right back into making more scale modeling content to share with you guys right here on YouTube. Right now, I'm wearing the Snip Sprue, Sip Brew, Repeat t-shirt. Simple rules to live your life by. And with all that said, let's hop right back into the video. All right, so the last kit we're going to cover today is the most mysterious of these 3. Tamiya released what I think is the first information about this kit last week on Tuesday or Wednesday. ScaleMates has a kit number for it, number 35380, but I haven't seen any other formal information from Tamiya themselves. They posted this picture on their Tamiya Japan Instagram account with the following caption, which Instagram has so helpfully translated for me. Newsflash, breaking news, introducing the newest item currently under development, BR-135 British Cruiser Tank Comet. 135 scale British cruiser tank A34 Comet. A British tank capable of fighting German tanks such as Tigers and Panthers, the Comet appeared at the end of World War II. The basic structure of the vehicle is Cromwell as the base, and the enlarged tower gives a powerful QF 77mm diameter. I think we lost something in translation there, but that's okay. It received a high rating from its crew and infantry for a well-balanced tank. Modeled the more modern-looking Comet with 135 scale based on live-action footage. Photo courtesy of the Tank Museum Bovington. Photo shows full-size vehicle. So that's pretty interesting. I love the photo shows full-size vehicle part. Really bummed that we're not getting a 1/1 scale kit here. You know, maybe next time. Anyway, we're getting a brand new Comet. Right now, I think the leading A34 kit on the market is from Bronco, which I know can sometimes be a little fiddly for folks, especially for beginners. So it's great to see that we're going to be getting what will definitely be a very user-friendly kit from Tamiya. Now, the A34 is essentially a beefed-up Cromwell with a 17-pounder. British armor fans, don't jump down my throat. I know that's a bit of an oversimplification. But I'm really curious to see what Tamiya does here, because they released a Cromwell kit way back in '97, and then tweaked it a little bit for their Centaur kit in '99. Those kits are pretty old now, so I'm wondering if this is going to be an entirely new mold, or if they're going to lift some parts from those earlier kits. The Christie-style suspension on the Comet lends itself really well to Lincoln-length tracks, so I'm sure we're going to be getting some of those, and I'd be willing to bet that we'll get at least 2 new British tanker figures with this one as well, which we haven't seen in quite a while. I think the last new ones were probably with the Achilles set that came out in 2019. I'm excited for this kit because I love the Tamiya 135 armor series. They're right up my alley, quick build, stress-free, and leaves a ton of room for weathering and creative finishes, you name it. And the A34 is a pretty big beastie of a tank. There's something really stunning about those flat armor plates and that big old turret up there. And of course, the 17-pounder is just woof. Now that I think of it, this is the third 17-pounder kit that we've gotten from Tamiya lately. This guy, the Achilles in 2019, and the Archer self-propelled gun in 2017, I think. Somebody's got a thing for the boomsticks over there. No word on a release date for this guy yet. I'm sure we're going to get some more information soon enough, but given that Tamiya only posted a historical photo that they got from Bovington, we probably don't even have early product shots yet. My guess would be late fall, early winter on this release, but we'll see. Stay tuned. The Achilles that Tamiya released in 2019 was originally going for $50 US, but that lifted a lot of the tooling from the M10 kit. So if I had to throw out a price on this one, I'd say we're probably going to be in the $60 to $70 range. But that is me just totally spitballing. So who knows? It's a big old 135 kit, so maybe it'll be a little bit more than that. We'll see. So those are the 3 upcoming Tamiya releases I wanted to share with you guys. Y'all know I am a big Tamiya fanboy, and I know a lot of you guys really like their stuff too. So I wanted to make sure you knew about these as soon as I did. But if you're looking for a kit to build up in the meantime, while you wait for these to come out, I'll leave a little inspiration for you guys right here somewhere. Until next time, my friends, be well, happy building, cheers.